New Media Expo. I'm Vanessa Zamora, and sitting here today with me is Tim Street. He is back. Oh, here he is. Hi, how you doing today?
Doing well, doing well.
You would know him for his viral video series, French Maid TV. Now, obviously, 30 million downloads you've had, highly successful. Where did the idea originate?
Well, I was snowboarding in South America in summer, and I was headed down this one trail, and all of a sudden it bottomed out underneath me, and I fell probably 200 feet into a crevasse and hit my head. And when I came to, there were these 3 French maids nursing me back to health, and I thought it was a pretty good idea for an internet show.
And then how did you go about, you obviously have experience in film, is your background. TV, excuse me.
Yep.
And then you've now translated that successfully to online. So what are some of the unobvious differences there in traditional media and now new media?
Budget would be the biggest differentiator. In television, you know, you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a TV show. Just on a pilot for a TV show, you can spend millions of dollars for the pilot. In online video, you're talking about thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars to create a show. So that's really the biggest difference is that when you're creating online content, you've got to think, how can I do this in a fun, emotionally engaging way that has spectacle and story and makes it entertaining without spending a lot of money.
Sure. So what suggestions do you have aside from making it engaging and creative and neat for a corporation or individuals looking to get into the online space? Maybe some things that you've learned along the way.
Well, for a lot of corporations are handcuffed in that they're worried about getting fired, they're worried about offending somebody someplace, somewhere, so they can't take a risk. And my feeling is, try to find a risk that you can take. How can you push the envelope? Where do you have permission to push the envelope? And how can you be emotionally engaging in whatever you create? If you just have a person in front of a backdrop talking and talking and talking, it may not be that emotionally engaging. You're spending all this money to get it created, and nobody's going to watch it. Nobody's going to want to watch it. So if you make something that moves 2 or more human emotions, has spectacle and some type of story to it, that video will get passed around. It'll become viral. And if you examine any of the top videos on YouTube, they have that engagement. You look at the history of dance. It's just a guy dancing to different music, but as you watch that, you experience different emotions based upon your personal history. You remember that dance, or you remember somebody doing that dance, or you remember a TV show. And it takes you through the history of dance in a personal way, in a theater of mind way that is emotionally invoking. It's funny, it has spectacle, it's just a great video, and it's the #1 video on YouTube. Same is true of Avril Lavigne's Boyfriend video. Again, that has spectacle and story and moves you emotionally, whether or not you like her music. And that's like the #2 most viewed video on YouTube. So how can you put those elements into your boring corporate video?
And that's where you come in, because you do consult, correct?
Well, I do consult. I mean, French Maid TV isn't for everyone, you know, and I understand that. It's PG-13 content, it's very Benny Hill, very Austin Powers. But what we do is we take a product or a service, and we have women dressed as French maids explain how to use that product or service in a very silly, lighthearted, fun way. And there's a lot of people that would be fired if they, had us do an episode for them. But we are able to do things that don't have French maids in them.
Sure, with the creative aspect and other things that you need to make a video a success.
Right.
Now let's talk about making money. You've probably tested, I sat in on your session, you talked about monetizing online video. You've tested all of these forms of monetization. Which ones have worked for you and why? Now, of course,
right. Well, I have a blog online about the monetization of online on video. It's the #1 Tim Street, Tim Street, and in looking at the different things, I mean, there's advertising. That's fine. It's going to be big, but right now for a lot of people, it's not a reality. depending on what size your company is, I mean, if you're a huge company, yeah, go get your message made, get it out there, put it everywhere you want that it makes sense. Do that media buy. But if you are a small corporation or a medium-sized corporation and you need to be careful where you're spending those dollars, you might take a look at something like Will It Blend. Will It Blend from Blend Tech. Those guys, they have spectacle, they have story. They take different things, they put it in one of the blenders that they make, and they chop it up. They'll chop up an iPhone, they chop up a rake, it gets blended, and they have increased their sales by doing these very simple, fun, engaging videos that are just helping them.
You also mentioned an association that you founded.
If you're interested in the monetization of downloadable media, whether it be audio podcasts or video podcasts, the Association for Downloadable Media, it's at downloadablemedia.org. And we're looking for companies, large and small, to help us bring content creators, sponsors, advertisers, and people who are looking to monetize downloadable media. That's what we're about.
And it's free to join?
No, it's $150 for individuals, and I think it's $1,000 for corporations.
Okay, and what comes with that?
With that, we're building out a community and connecting people in building this opportunity.
And any events or anything scheduled?
We don't have anything scheduled coming up, but we do have events at the New Media Expo, which usually takes place in August or September.
Okay, great. And what's next for you?
Right now I'm working on a new series that I'm creating. It's about people that are addicted to the internet. It's kind of a cross between Pee-wee's Playhouse and Northern Exposure. So we'll see how that goes. So if you want to sponsor it, give me a buzz.
Excellent. Well, we'll be looking out for it, and thank you for taking some time to sit down and talk with us. It was great to meet you, Tim.
Great. Thanks for having me.
I'm Vanessa Zamora here at Blog World and New Media Expo. Thanks for joining me.